The Sports Express with Spencer Davidson and Chelsea Sherrod. Brought to you by Scalzo, Zogby & Whitting and the law offices of Ricardo J. Morrow.
Coming up aboard the Express, hats were hitting the ice at the Odd tonight as the Comets hosted the Lehigh Valley Phantoms.
Plus, RFA boys ice hockey faced off with Watertown IHC in an annual game aimed to honor a former coach.
But first, time for tonight's big game. The New Hartford girls basketball team hosted the Oneida Indians tonight in a TVL battle to see who would remain undefeated in conference play. Now, the Spartans are 6-5 overall, and the Indians are at an impressive 10-0 coming into this one. Now, first play of the game in this one, it's New Hartford's Xavier Jamie with the steal. She's going to take this one all the way to the rim for the bucket.
Nice. The Spartans came out hot. Here is sophomore Kaya Henderson forcing an Oneida turnover, and she makes them pay with the left-hand finish, 4-0 Spartans.
So New Hartford would jump out to an 8-0 lead to start this game, but the Indians fight their way back. Sydney Lusher to Caitlin Curo, 4-3. That ends up tying things up at 8.
And they'd be tied at 11 at the end of the first. Second quarter, Henderson with a kick to Jamie and gets it back on the baseline and shoots a floater right over her defender. A great play by her.
About halfway through the second, Henderson pushing the ball off a miss and pulls up from the foul line. It's good. She finished the night with 27 points. The Spartans would go on to beat the Indians 65-59 and hand them their first loss this season. That extends their undefeated conference record to 5-0. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sports Express. Lots to get to tonight, but for now, we're going to keep things on the hardwood.
That's right. Utica Academy of Science took a trip to Sequoia Valley tonight for a boys basketball contest. The Adams are on the up after snapping their 5-game losing streak on Tuesday with a win over Waterville. And the Sequoia Valley Indians are looking to break a losing streak of their own, coming in with a 3-5 record. Fourth quarter, Adams up 5. Junior guard Daquan Grant drives baseline and sets up the big man, Drayton Belton, who finished that with a soft touch for 2 points.
6 minutes to go in the fourth. Junior Donald Grant forces a steal, and the Adams are off and running. He gets the ball back in the half court, does a crossover pull-up from the stripe, and it's good. Now, good defense breeds good offense, right?
Right. The Indians are staying in this one. Colby Jones from the corner for 3. It's money. It's now a 6-point game.
About 1 minute to go now. Jones drives in the paint, kicks it to Jaron English for the shot from long distance. The Indians are now within 5.
But this game would go down to the wire and be a battle at the free throw line. The Adams would go on to win this one 66-57.
At Kennedy Arena in Rome on the ice, 7th annual face-off against colon cancer game in honor of former RFA coach Pete Mastracco. Over $30,000 have been raised towards the cause through this yearly game in Coach Mastracco's name. The Black Knights took on Watertown IHC. A few minutes into the first, RFA goalie Isaiah Niebusch testing out his skills in the outfield as he was able to glove down a puck that tips in the air to halt play.
Nice. Hey, after teams traded chances, we'd be scoreless in the second. That isn't until a power play goal from Jake Hall, snapping it through from the slot. Assists to Kyle Luby and Griffin Eichner as the Knights go up by 1.
To the third, Cavaliers looking for the equalizer. Slap shot from Gabe Horner at the point. Niebusch says no and gobbles it up. He was perfect in this one, making 19 saves on 19 shots. Hall's goal would be the difference as Rome wins this one, 1-0.
Good for him. And more boys ice hockey news. New Hartford hosted the Auburn Maroons, where they won 4-2 to extend their streak to 3 straight. And Clinton hosted Skaneateles, where they fell 2-0. Dan Frank had 22 saves in goal for the Warriors.
In boys basketball, the Spartans and Indians battled in Oneida. New Hartford won that one 59-32. The Clinton Warriors took on Adirondack at home, where they won 73-55 thanks to Noah King's 16 points.
Whitesboro remained unbeaten with a 62-50 win over Watertown. Matt Lee had 16 for the Warriors. And Central Valley Academy hosted Notre Dame. The Thunder won 67-62 to improve to 9-1. Connor Trevor dropped 23 points.
Girls side, the Jugglers won this matchup 58-51. Caitlin Snyder, Haley Heffernan, and Francesca LeConte each had 13 for Notre Dame. That's what we call sharing the wealth.
Lucky number 13.
Madison beat Dolgeville 48-40. Krista Usborne was the high scorer of that one with 16. We'll have plenty more scores from tonight's action online for you tonight at WKTV.com. That'll take us to first intermission on Sports Express. Still to come, this week's featured athlete of the week.
But coming up next, the Comets are back in town. They hosted the Lehigh Valley Phantoms tonight. Highlights are after the break.
If you want to join the conversation on Twitter, use hashtag SportsExpress. This is Sports Express, brought to you by Scalzo, Zogby & Whitting and the law offices of Ricardo J. Morrow.
Welcome back aboard the Express. The Comets returned home to the cozy confines of the Adirondack Bank Center tonight for a matchup with the Lehigh Valley Phantoms.
Utica coming off of a win on Wednesday. This is the first of 2 games they host this weekend. Zach McEwen back in the lineup after being reassigned from the Canucks earlier today. John Stevens, just acquired from the Bridgeport Sound Tigers, also in the lineup. Former Comets captain Cal O'Reilly back in town, now the captain of the Phantoms.
Less than 2 minutes into this one, Comets on a power play. Justin Bailey gets Utica on the board. Wrist shot from above the circles. It's got enough to trickle over the line. First shot of the game makes it 1-0 Utica.
Nice. Just 86 seconds later, Bailey tips a shot from Cole Lynn past Alex Lyon for his second of the night. 3 shots on goal so far, and it's 2-0 Comets.
Phantoms get one back with 6 minutes to play in the first. Now, no Comets game would be complete without a goal by Reed Boucher. So
That's
here
right.
he sends a rebound off a Sven Berchi shot into the back of the net. His league lead tying 23rd of the season. Utica back up by 2. They'd lead 3-2 after the first.
And in the second, just 25 seconds in, Ashton Saltner feeds Jonah Gadjevich, who puts it past Jean-Francois Berube, who came on the relief. Comets lead by 2 for the 3rd time.
Well, late in the frame, Comets fans would lose their hats. But it's a good thing. Justin Bailey puts in his 3rd of the night off a backdoor feed from Nikolai Goldobin.
Nice.
Bailey's hat trick would lead the way as Utica wins its 2nd straight. This one ends 5-2.
I think I made a point to go home over the break and Christmas to take care of my body and make sure that I could help this team any way I could in the second half. And obviously, I found a little bit of chemistry with Lindy and Goldie there. I think we've found a little bit of chemistry, like I said, and it's been fun the last few games.
I've said it over and over. I believe he's like a game breaker. He's a guy who we've talked a lot about us getting in habits of shooting pucks more, having more of a presence around the net, and I thought it was good. Put a shot on net. It was early, found its way through, and all of a sudden, 2 more, and some great plays by Goldie and Lindy on some of the other plays there as well. But he plays in all situations for us, and how he plays and how he can open up those opportunities with his speed, it's fantastic.
First AHL hat trick for Bailey, who has been red hot lately. Comets back at home tomorrow, taking on the Belleville Senators, who, of course, they just beat on Wednesday.
Yes.
Big divisional game. Now, the Comets have played a couple more games than the Rochester Americans, but with the 2 points tonight, they're technically in first place in the North Division. Like that.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. That will take us to our last intermission of Sports Express. Coming up next, we'll introduce you to our Sports Express Athlete of the Week.
Yes, this basketball star reached a career milestone on Monday. You can find out more after the break.
For final scores and video highlights from tonight's games, log on to WKTV.com. This is Sports Express Athlete of the Week, brought to you by Scalzo, Zogby & Whitting and the law offices of Ricardo J. Morrow.
Welcome back to Sports Express. It's now time to unveil our Athlete of the Week.
Yeah, now this Athlete of the Week reached a milestone, a career milestone recently, but it's not just her stats that make her such an impressive player.
Hayden Roberts of the Holland Patton girls basketball team surpassed the 1,000 career points mark in the team's win over Sherburne Earlville on Monday. While an absolute force on offense, she's a truly multi-dimensional player, averaging a double-double with over 17 points and 14 rebounds per game. Defensively, she's also solid, where she averages nearly 4 blocks per contest. Not only did she reach the 1,000 points plateau, but she's also closing in on 1,000 rebounds for her career. Her stats are great, but it's her attitude and leadership that make her stand out even more. A late bloomer, she never takes what she's been able to accomplish for granted.
I started playing basketball when I was in about 7th grade, so being a senior and hitting 1,000 points is something I never thought was possible. I honestly didn't think I'd be here right now. It feels great. I love, doing as much as I can and working as hard as I can for my team. That's all I want, is for our team to be successful and to have fun, and as long as I give that to my team, I couldn't ask for anything more. I try to be as positive as I can. You make mistakes, just to keep your head up and stay positive. I want to be, a good role model for my teammates. I want to be a good role model for the youngsters coming up, so they have someone to look up to and someone that they want to be like when they're a senior.
She's a workhorse. I've been here since she's been in 9th grade, and it's every day. She comes in, first thing she does, gets up shots. She's she is our leader on this team. Hayden's here from the time practice starts to the time practice leaves. There's been times where she's beaten me here. She's waiting in the parking lot, and there's times where she walks out the door, 15, 20 minutes after. First thing, comes in, puts her stuff down, dressed, and has basketball in her hand. If she's having a good game, everybody has a good game. She's scoring, they're supporting her, and they're running off her mojo, or whatever you want to call it.
If you know of a high school athlete who deserves to be Athlete of the Week, here's our contact information. Call, email, find us on social media. Just send us who you'd like to nominate and why. All featured athletes will receive a plaque courtesy of CNY Awards and apparel.
Well, excuse me, never a shortage of any talent that we've featured on here. All these players are so deserving, and we've actually been getting a lot of nominations, so keep sending us in because we love to feature these different athletes.
100%.
100%. So also, again, Comets tomorrow, big divisional game against Belleville. Again, they're in first place coming into tonight, and congrats to Justin Bailey for his first AHL hat trick.
Yeah, that's always great.
Good
man.
stuff.
He was killing it.
He was.
tonight.
He's all over the place. He's so fast and he's so big.
Right.
People don't even realize he's a
Right.
huge guy.
Yep,
But
just used it to his advantage.
that's
so
right.
Good for him.
All right. That is it for us here tonight on Sports Express. We will see you back here next Friday night for another edition of Sports Express.
This has been Sports Express, brought to you by Scalzo, Zogby & Whitting and the law offices of Ricardo J. Morrow.